Bad grandma?
Yeah, now the grannies are getting naughty.
Now the grannies come out from their crannies. And boy, look at those fannies. It's me, Stephen Toast. I do voiceovers for granny movies now. Hey, Justin.
What's up?
What time of the day is it? Or
Any
the night?
time of the day.
That's right, because ghosts can
ghosts are
attack at
attacking
any
right
time
now.
of the day or the night. Man, it's been a really delightful, surreal 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Since you arrived and are here.
I've been here a month.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I got
Days are nights. Nights are days.
No, I got here on April 1st. It's May 4th now. May the 4th.
Oh, damn it. Yeah. All right. It's been a fine month.
It's
is what
been
I
a
mean
great
to say.
month. I mean, it was a month that felt like 2 weeks. That's a good month.
We're still, I think it's safe to say, not over the novelty of being able to create content at any time. For example, right now it's 68 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. It's gorgeous. The sun's about to go down. And it's like, shrug. Yeah, let's just go.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out exactly like what my like week is, like where everything, because I do know that eventually we're going to settle in, like what we're going to be live on Tuesdays again, so it's like
right,
like there is going to be a more of a rigidity
and for the record, for anybody who has doubts about like why are they taking so long, it's like because we're ambitious and we have crazy ideas, and if you're gonna fly real close to the sun, it takes a while to build some wax wings.
And if anybody who has listened to this show long enough knows, we indeed are Icarus-looking motherfuckers.
That's right. But in the meantime, I do like that we've kept our promise of at least 2 a week, sometimes 3.
Yep.
Patrons, hopefully you are feeling
we did
kept in the loop.
The episode that came out for patrons at the end of last week was meant to be a bank for this week, but it was so funny that none of us could bear to
sit
not
on it. Yeah.
like do it. Like for I mean, oh God, now we're those guys who just like plug the patron content, but there is a patron episode that has,
you know what? I looks left, looks right, sees nothing but 7 acres behind him. We could be those guys. It's fine. It's okay to become a patron. It
is. No,
if you've been on the
okay.
fence.
All I'll say is this. There was an episode that was going to be a Patreon episode anyway. It's shorter, but it has the most complete comedic arc we've ever done on the show. Chekhov's weed pen.
Oh, Jesus. That was really great. It was so great that
Chekhov's weed pen.
Justin cut out that bit and just sent it to me as an audio clip that I played out of context for Bonnie, who loved it.
So yeah, go and get on the Patreon if you're not already. This episode though, we are going to do something that I don't know if we've ever done proper, which is an AMA.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, just before we went live, or we're not even live, but I hopped on Discord and I said, ask us anything. Man, before we do this, we started to tease that there was a thing. Can we just give a little nugget, just a little morsel? Because I'm seeing a look that says
I'm going to
no.
trust you. I'm going to trust you.
All right.
But know that I'm here with that fucking stage hook at any moment, but I will trust you to walk forward.
Some people have started to make a guessing game out of what the other thing is. The problem with that is that we can keep saying, no, not that, not that, not that.
You haven't responded to anything, and I haven't
responded
either.
to anything, right? So understand the reason that we're not responding is because we understand that the next phase of the game is that you just keep shouting things until we suddenly get quiet, and then you immediately figure out what the thing is, right?
I am guessing based on what you have told me that nobody has gotten it. I don't know how anybody would fucking get it, but
No.
like
No, but it is. Let us begin and end the game.
I could think of one. I could think of a one-sentence tweet that would definitely kind of hit it.
Okay, well,
but yeah,
here's the beginning and the end of the game, and we will not be playing the game. You will not hear anything from us until it is time. But no, it's not another comedy album.
It's not another comedy album. And I agree with Brian. That's the last we'll say of it. Everything else is fair game, including a new comedy television show. No, it's not. It's not a fuck. I did it.
Things we can say.
Yeah,
is that behind the scenes we've shared it with people for various reasons we respect who seem to like it quite a bit. Would that be fair to say?
That's literally the last thing we're saying about it.
Okay, all right, we're done.
That's literally the last thing we're saying. I'm bringing out the hook.
Anything I know.
Because now you're smiling. You're smiling, and you're gonna get into a thing. There is a thing. That's the reason why Night Attack Live or the live reawakening is being delayed right now, is because this other thing is very, very close to being done with the work part of it.
You can delete this if you want, but I'm going to say,
God damn it, you're going to put this on me.
Nope. I'm very proud of how far we've come on whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased with the reactions it's gotten. And that's the last I'll say about it.
Okay. I agree.
Until next episode.
Until next episode, and you're going to keep saying, I know there's only so much. Brian's going to eat around these edges until eventually we're going to look around and be like, is this the middle?
Where we're at. This is the part where we're at. We need to at least acknowledge the ghost.
Yes.
That's around the other ghosts.
Yeah. So
because ghosts can attack at any time of the day.
At any time of the day. There is, that I'm happy with it. Everybody will hear it soon, hopefully. And the only thing
I almost mentioned a unit of time, and I'm glad I didn't.
We can't, because we don't.
Because we don't know.
Because there might be a situation where it's out of our control. But okay.
I want to explain that, but I won't. No. Okay, so let's do our AMA. I'm going to open up Discord right now.
Of course, find us on the Diamond Club Discord.
Okay. What I said, I have to scroll back a lot because we got a big bunch of responses.
We got a lot going
on? Yeah. Okay, hold on. Today in the morning, getting up to today at now, the part where I say...
All right, I'm going to bring this up.
Okay, there we go.
All right, you got it?
I wrote, yo, Justin R. Young and me about to record a ghost attack. We want to do an AMA. Everything posted here will get talked about. Go, go, go. Probably shouldn't have said that part. Would you be willing to tell the story about frolicking naked in a pond again?
Wasn't a pond, right? You were frolicking naked in a fountain.
Thank you. This is how I know we were meant to be comedy lovers
Can I tell the story and you can tell me what I get wrong?
To be honest, yes.
All right. So Brian's bachelor party.
Yes.
There was a list of things that like dares that were to be done.
Right.
One of them.
And I figured out only recently that part of the reason that story came to be is because I was the first of our crop of kids to get married.
Yeah.
So a bit more of a production got put on.
Gotcha. Because it was like, this is it. Like, oh man.
Yeah.
All the rest of us will die alone.
Yeah.
And it's part of this pre-fountain, you're in a dress.
That is correct. The very first thing that happened was they showed up in a limo and they put me in a skirt because I no longer wear the pants because this is what 22-year-olds think is funny.
Yeah.
And only recently when I was telling the story.
What kind of skirt? Flowing? Mini skirt?
No, black.
Really,
just a black.
Really shape the gams?
Yeah, I'm not happy with the skirt now that I think about it. They should have gotten
flowing.
me
Oh, so it was like you're at like the Lilith Fair,
Like
you're just there to like let it breathe.
Yeah. No. But I do.
you would have wanted a real hot number.
Yeah.
A real.
I mean, nowadays,
tight leather miniskirt.
Nowadays, I would have insisted on a makeover to boot. but retelling the story recently, I realized how many of the intentions on the list I would manage to subvert. Like, for example, one of the items was had to get a lap dance. And I was like, could I give a lap dance? And so we paid a stripper and I gave her a lap dance or whatever. And it's like, have to get a tattoo, non-negotiable. I'm like, can I do a tattoo with no ink? Which was something I read that Penn Jillette did.
Yeah.
Great. Whatever. Which brings us to
the you need to frolic naked in a fountain. There is apparently a fountain around the UT Austin campus that is famous.
Yes. Littlefield Fountain.
You frolicked naked in the fountain.
Yes.
And that's when old Charlie Bravo showed
Smokey.
up. Old Smokey.
The red and blue lights started flashing.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. And it's fuzzy from there on how you wound up getting out of it, aside from just saying this man is drunk and in a skirt and it's his bachelor party.
First of all of that accurate enough. And you could just button that story up just like that. But the only details that I rediscovered recently were when the lights flashed, it's astonishing when you don't know what to do, how you'll listen to literally any voice that speaks.
Yeah.
And in this case, the voices said, get in the car. And I ran naked into the car and put on my skirt.
Yeah.
And then the boys, being geniuses, hit lock on the car door. The cop comes up, pulls on the door. There's something about that moment when a police officer looks at you and puts his hand on his firearm.
Yeah.
And shouts, you open the goddamn door.
Yeah.
And then the door gets open. And then he looks right at me and says, you naked boy, out of the car. And there's this weird pause. And I say, well, I guess that's me. And so I get pulled out and I get put on a street corner and I hear the clickety clack of me being put into police handcuffs.
Yeah.
And there's one thing I had been told my entire life and by police officers, which was once we put the cuffs on you,
you're going to jail.
We are not allowed to invent a reason to take them off. Like we have to take you for you're going to jail. And so there I am soaking wet, wearing a skirt with handcuffs. And I think I am naked. I am in a skirt. I am going to jail. And then, the one adult, the one sober person. And by the way, they lined all of us up on the street side. The one sober adult explains, sorry, officer, it's a bachelor party night. We had a list of wacky things to do, blah, 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 blah. And the police officer says, so you're getting married tomorrow, huh? I was not getting married tomorrow.
Let's imagine that we live in this bizarre 1950s world where the bachelor party was right before the fucking wedding, which, I mean, goddamn, like, how much did dudes not give a shit about weddings when they were like, hey,
go out and get laid?
Because also, it was like no, we're gonna make you fuck a hooker. Like that's like oh, we're gonna go to Niagara Falls. We took Jim up to Niagara Falls and he fucked 2 hookers. What a madman! And then rolled in and kissed his wife for the union to last the rest of their lives.
And again, Bonnie was very specific about things I was not to do, and on that list,
she was under the impression that fucking a hooker was possible.
No. Well, what she said, don't have sex with anyone, don't get a tattoo, don't get arrested. That was pretty much the ground rules.
Wow.
And I narrowly dodged all 3.
Yeah.
And so in that moment, I said to the police officer, I said, yes, sir. Yes, I am. Tomorrow, getting married. And there's this pregnant tension moment, and he's still very upset. And the police officer, the moment of the story is he gestures to all like 8 of us, and he's just like, "You're frolicking naked." And I love the fact that he said frolicking, because that means that I had definitely done the job right.
Yes.
He's like, "You're frolicking naked in a fountain in the most heavily patrolled part of all of Austin." At which point, my best friend at the time, Brady Hurst, says, and I bet you can nail the line, Justin.
Okay.
What does he say?
Oh, no, I do not
really?
know. No.
He says, there's a pause, and he says, "Well, sir, that is an unfortunate fact of which we were not aware." And then there's
although that you do have a type, because it does mirror my favorite line ever that to say to any police officer, which is from Dave Chappelle.
I'm from Florida.
No. That's what I do say. My favorite thing to say is, "I'm sorry, officer. I didn't know I couldn't do that."
Well, so there's a pause, and then the police officer says, "All right, you're not going to jail." And instantly all of these assholes jump up and start asking for photos of me naked on the cop car. And he was like, "Don't push your luck."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a hell of a thing. So here's a crazy thing. There is somewhere out there a photograph of me fully naked frolicking in that fountain. And at some point it has gone missing. I am certain that somebody out of affection walked off with it.
Wait, from where was it last?
It was prominently displayed in my wife's office. And then we moved, and we've never seen it again. And that was 20 years ago.
So you believe it is a friend, because this is pre-YouTube fame and
correct. Yeah, I believe, well, and part of the reason I believe that is because I stole a photograph of our high school's beloved librarian, who was adorably awkward.
Okay.
And the photo was adorably awkward. And I was interning at the library. And when you're 17, you have a misunderstanding of property rights.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
And I definitely walked off with that. So I feel like it's karmic balance that somebody out there has a framed photo of me frolicking naked.
That would
with
have
my
to
butt.
be a friend, though. Or maybe somebody who was a friend at the time.
Exactly.
There we go.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly was somebody who took it out of joy.
Your house.
Well, yes. So, yeah, that's that story.
No, that is
Is there anything I missed, or as far as you know?
No. All I know was bachelor party, skirt, trials of Brian, cop shows up, and you guys talk your way out of you getting arrested. That is the. I know the bones of the story.
Oh, here's a question.
Yeah.
When is the first Flaming Shots party at the 7 Acre Schwood? Now, that's something we've had a lot of fun with, but we've been fairly resolute in our position on Flaming Shots.
That you don't do them.
Right. That what you do is you extinguish them and then
they
consume
light
them.
a flame, you blow them out, and then you take the shot.
Yeah, I don't see either of us bending on that position, given our 2-year flirtation with watching Flaming Shot fail videos.
I mean, the only way would be if we were deliberately trying to do a Knight Rider.
No. Oh, God damn it. What the fuck have you done? What seed did you just plant in my head?
Like, imagine
God damn it, we can do this, can't we?
Imagine us getting like a shitty car.
All right, if you are a professional stuntman or woman.
Stuntman, right? And we we're greasing our face up with all the like flame retardant shit.
Yes.
We put on suits.
Oh my
God. We then light ourselves on fire, get into a car, and drive away. You've got the space on property to do it. If we were to stage a Knight Rider,
the fucking credentials, though. Like we better trust you.
I think we might have to go to the stunt ranch. Like it might have to be at a place. I don't think we'd do it here. I don't think it'd be part of a party. We might air proof of the Knight Rider at a Flaming Shots party, and that would be the point of it. It would just be like Flaming Shots themed in the way that you go to a pirate themed park.
Yes.
Like you can't actually rape and pillage at Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
You just enjoy the ambiance of the
it's
pirate
like when you're watching a Hawaiian themed party and somebody's spinning around a poi double flamed something and doing the fire blast. Like, that's not everybody doing that. That's one performer doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. Dr_RB. Since hot tub streaming is a thing now, today I learned hot tub streaming.
I was just going to say, all right, are you aware of what that is? Finish this question and then I'll educate you on this.
Would you do a hot tub stream with Justin at the 7 Acre Schwood? Number one, fucking obviously yes. Number two,
we need a hot tub.
Well, I mean, what we use as the fire pit over there was originally a nudist colony hot tub. So we could get some plastic cover, fill it up, drop a couple of hue lights in there.
Yeah.
And do a whole thing. Yeah.
So are you familiar with the hot tub meta, as the kids call it?
No. Does it currently favor a warlock or a mage?
It currently favors a Jaina pre-nerf. If you catch my drift.
Titties.
Oh yeah. So basically,
Jaina pre-nerf. Boy, what a deep cut we just made.
There we
you
go.
just made a sly reference to the fact.
Just let it go, because they're not going to care the more we explain it. The people who don't get it, the people who got it are already laughing. We're moving on.
Oh, that's great.
So, Twitch has rules.
Yes.
About suggestive content.
Right. Because they don't want to be OnlyFans. They want to be Twitch.
And they
for a time, they didn't even want people talking in a show format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have to protect their brand, blah, 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 blah. But as they've opened up, it's become a question of, okay, well, when can you wear things like bathing suits? If you're going to be in IRL and do IRL streaming, are you telling me that I have to wear a fucking full suit when I'm at the beach?
It's a good point.
Are you telling me that I have to wear a full suit?
Because in real life, I look super hot.
That sorry, that's just what I am. I'm hot as hell.
These boobies, what I was born with, and they're in real life.
So some people have already started pushing the line on fitness streams, and they would wear yoga pants and sports bras and do like exercises, but obviously they were doing a lot more like squats and bends and low angle cameras and stuff like that. So nobody was really like missing the point that this is meant to be titillating.
Right.
The thing that has happened now is, oh, you're allowed to wear a bathing suit if you're in a hot tub. And so now there's a lot of these streamers that have realized, oh, wait, I can just be hot as hell and have bubbling titties, and just sit in the hot tub for a while and just make that money and then step up out of the hot tub when you get too hot and then get back into the hot tub. And so it's like that's like the workaround is, all right, well, I'll always just be in this thing, but I'll always be in a bikini and step 3 profit.
It's basically the Maxim solution to the Playboy problem.
Very much so. And that has annoyed a lot of Twitch. On one level, I think baseline, the like He-Man Women Haters Club.
Okay. All right. Knowing the context of all of this only makes me much, much more want to do multiple hot tub streams. like 2 middle-aged men in a hot tub. This sounds awesome.
That's it. So yes, we will do it. Hot tub stream incoming.
Somebody asks, tell us about the origin of Mr. 9/11. I don't know. I don't know what else to say outside of there are some people, they hated us for our freedoms. And the rest is in your history books. I don't understand.
I love that we've been doing this so long that people just came in cold on us just calling you Mr. 9/11, Brian Brushwood. And like the big Ed McMahon, like it's Mr. 9/11, Brian Brushwood.
The bluest skies. That September day.
All right. No, Brian brings up 9/11 a lot, and so eventually it became a thing.
And mainly, if we want to get into the weeds on that, part of that is like,
it was a traumatic moment that reshaped our lives midway.
It's the defining moment of when Justin and I went from being children to granting ourselves permission to call ourselves adults, and we have looked down on anybody younger than us since that terrible day, up until the pandemic, at which point we no longer judge anybody because we're all now going through some more shit.
Because everybody got slow motion 9/11.
Yeah, right.
That lasted a fucking year.
I think that's fair enough to put, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, I was a boy who went to a state that I'd never lived in New York, and I was in a dorm I was afraid to sleep in. And then I got a job at a newspaper, and literally the first day that I fucking worked that job,
Jesus Christ,
was 9/11.
Holy shit.
I've told this story. You know this story, right?
I want to hear it again.
My first actual assignment, so I see everything happening. My first actual assignment is I go into the newsroom, and the news editor says, hey, here's a list of people that we know are Syracuse alumni that work in the Pentagon. Pentagon literally just had a plane run into it. We need to confirm whether or not they're alive. And I look at her and say, cool. How do I do that? Like, is there like a website? Like, aretheyalive.com that I don't know about? And
no, what you do is you call their next of kin and ask for them. And if they act weird when you ask that,
almost
write
nailed
that
it.
down
Almost
as a
nailed
clue.
It. Almost nailed it. Literally her line. Look up their numbers on public registration. And when you ask for them, if somebody starts crying,
oh my God,
you know you have a hit. So that was my first job. And look, I think a lot of people who are around my age that had less dramatic circumstances, you were just two different people. And because the world was different.
Yep.
And that was it. Like, and that's why I think we use it as metaphors a lot. It is shared trauma. And of course, like all trauma, the way that we deal with it is through humor. And that's why Brian has a dark sense of humor when it comes to Mr. 9/11. We had like the Hulk Hogan kicking over the towers t-shirt that's like so hilariously inappropriate that Cargill shockingly didn't have to apologize in the New York Times for. Like that is what it is. We process it through humor, and that's why
it is
Brian became Mr. 9/11.
I mean, if we're gonna take a moment, hello, it's me, Mr. 9/11. There is something
today on a very special episode of Mr. 9/11.
Well, actually, I'm going to retreat from all of that now. Now is not the right time. But know that it was a very difficult, confusing, and hard time for everyone. And the part everybody forgets is the follow-up 2 weeks later of the fucking anthrax letters getting mailed. All of America went a little bit bonkers.
Oh, by the way, every variant story that you read right now, that was all the anthrax stuff that happened, like where it was like all the aftershocks, like, and the anthrax was it. Then it was like, they're shutting down. Like, we had the color-coded warning system, and periodically it would go from the puce to chartreuse, and we would have to, like, just worry, I guess something's weird, like, all these random, like, little things, and then, like basically the world was on edge. America specifically was really, really on edge for about a year and a half.
So on edge that we invaded 2 countries, just to be sure.
Oh, no. Someone was going to get got. Somebody was going to get got after 9/11. like Ralph Nader would have sent troops into Afghanistan.
All right, here we go. Milk or salami?
Salami.
Answer.
Salami, easy. I don't even really drink milk.
Wait. If you give up milk,
yeah,
no cheese?
I'm not a big cheese man.
What?
Yeah.
Fucking, you heard it here first, people. Justin Robert Young, not a big cheese man. If you're looking for the big cheese man.
The big cheese, I'm not here.
He's not here.
Not here, bro.
I mean, I'm just saying, maybe you should consult Mr. 9/11. Yeah. Hey.
No, one of the things I realized living with Ashley, who is vegan, was that I actually don't really like heavy creams. And so I actually, when we go to like, there used to be this mac and cheese place in Oakland that I would get their vegan cheese because I liked it better because it was a little thinner.
Yeah.
And I would get like hot dogs on it.
It had less actual cheese in it.
Yeah. And I'd have to tell them like, yes, this is not a prank or a mistake. Like I am getting the vegan mac and cheese with hot dogs and chorizo sausage.
You walk in and you're like, I want your vegan mac and cheese. And then way too loudly you say, and yes, I am doing it on purpose.
Basically. That was how I entered it into the Postmates.
Milk leg or salami?
So now we're just, is this the meme? Is this the
I promised to read all of them.
Milk leg. That was maybe one of the funniest moments.
I am 100% unrepentant about whatever that was during Milk Leg. I regret none of it. And if I damaged relationships, I will do my best to repair those relationships. If people were turned off by us forever and ever, I'm sorry, but I regret not 1 second of Milk Leg.
I will say this to of course we're referencing an episode we did with Ice Cream Social. I, as soon as possible, want us to go to Vegas and just record in the same room with them because, like, among the things that was denied to us the last year and a half, just like I feel like both of our audiences, if we literally just locked ourselves in their studio and just recorded for 8 hours and just cut it up into 2 episodes for each side. Like, I feel like everybody would be delighted by that. And
yes.
I cannot wait to do it. I miss being in the same room and just feeling that comedic energy. Podcasting's weird because you don't really have comedy spark with a lot of other people, even if you have podcasts or people that you know, like that are good. Like, but all 4 of us live in the same room is just some of the funniest
all
shit.
5 of us. I'm going to throw Jacob in there.
Oh, of course. Yeah. 5. Oh, geez. Sorry, Jacob. By the way, Jacob, I'm going to need some tickets to Absinthe for Friends. So, yeah. Sorry, I forgot you.
MDTK or MDTA UK has a very challenging question that I think will get a not very challenging answer. And I think we can do this. Name one thing you absolutely hate about each other. And I'll go first. I absolutely hate those moments when my best friend self-deprecates and doesn't acknowledge all the things my best friend is capable of. That might have been too heavy.
God damn it. Well, you also just did the fucking like what I don't know, like my biggest weakness. I think I worked too hard.
but again, that's not. I don't know. That's as close to honest. I mean, if there was any attribute that we really hated, we probably wouldn't still be doing this 12 years in.
No, I think that there are like peccadillos. I think that we probably have in terms of our flow and stuff like that. But like. Even then, I feel like a lot of that is stuff that we've kind of worked out or at least built around through our working relationship. But I would say the same thing to you. I would say that the stuff that baffles me often is when like you don't realize that like you're a multimedia powerhouse, and without getting into, we literally just had this conversation before we started recording.
Sure.
But like, it's one of the things that I am excited to showcase in another project that is coming down the road.
It might be like this next project is cathartic in a way that it allows us to both acknowledge that we're onto something, and that's all I'll say about it.
There we go.
But in all seriousness, you know what might be worth a quick visit is like that whole metaphor that we've created ever since episode 6 of Night Attack, where we made a solemn pinky swear promise that we don't play injured, and if we have an ankle twist, we report it, because that's the only way you blow out your fucking leg live on stage.
And yeah, for folks who are new, episode 6 of Night Attack was a live episode in studio, which again with another comedy team.
Yep.
that we are very funny with, but for varying different reasons. I think even the more I think about it, including just the way that it was staged, which was like everybody was kind of looking toward the camera, like we weren't really looking.
Nobody
at
was
each
looking
other.
at each other. Yeah.
Where I needled Brian at the wrong time while shit was tech melting down, and we had a big fucking blow up. It's the only time I've ever heard Corey Coleman quiet. Because it was Corey and Martin that were in studio.
What we learned is that if you truly want to have a robust partnership, you need to clear the air on every little
it's so
fracture.
much easier to deal with it when it's a little thing.
Yes. But holding it and instead saying, well, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It worked out good. Because by the end of the show, it's always fine, right? And then meanwhile, it's still on the ledger. It's still on the back of your mind.
That's the thing, is what you don't want is all of it to come due at the wrong time.
Right.
Because
that is what happened.
Like you don't want it to be like, okay, well, you just ignored me and humiliated me, and you fucking always do this, and I can now name 6 other times that you've done it in the last 3 weeks.
I've been holding on to them. Don't think I've forgotten about them.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's because if it's like, oh, you ignored and humiliated me, it's like, okay, put that in the back of my mind. Let me bring it up at the end of the show, and that oftentimes will happen. Where it's like, hey, one little thing, like you said a thing, you did a thing. It just made me feel kind of weird, and then often what's happened is usually me. I will say like, oh, fucking, I really did not mean to do that. It is one of the biggest terrors I have in my life. Is being, because I know that sometimes I can come off as
I know
coarse
that
and mean.
Comedically right now what you want to do is overtake the role of being the one, like I would say it's fairly balanced, and I feel like we've done a really good job of holding to that promise, and the reasons are always bizarre, even to ourselves, where it's like, hey, you did the right thing comedically, and I understand why citing this specific number makes sense.
Yeah.
But the twinge I felt was because of these tax-related reasons, Yeah. And it's like, oh, shoot, yeah, I hadn't even thought of that. I will note that and hold on to it. I don't know. It's all healthy relationship stuff.
But yeah, no, that came along with a fruitful podcast relationship.
Glad it happened early. Before we got really interesting.
I really need to make an effort now that I've kind of settled in a little bit to go and hang out with Corey a little bit more, if only so I can have a moment where I talk to him where he does not bring up that episode.
Yeah.
Because it is every time I have seen him
unfortunately
since.
the defining moment that Corey and Martin experienced.
Even when he was coming to Twitch, he would call me randomly and just ask me Twitch questions. It's like basic Twitch questions. And he's like, hey man, like so Twitch, like bits, huh? Okay. Yeah, so like they're like
subscriptions.
They're all cents.
Me and Martin, we're doing this thing.
Yeah, we're doing it. Okay. Okay, it's like that time that you and Brian fought.
I mean, look, we earned that.
No, we did. I can't do anything. I just need to hang out with him more, so eventually it loses its novelty.
All right, here we go. If nothing sticks to Teflon, how does Teflon stick to the pan?
Science, baby. Better living through chemistry.
Why the hatred for the Mercator projection? Yes, it doesn't serve your needs, but it's vital for ship navigations.
Mercator
projection. Mercator. All right,
you know what? Isn't that where Atlanta is? Mercator County?
You know what? We've never gone public with us, but we are unified on this front.
Yeah.
Fuck the Mercator projection.
Oh, hell yeah. It can get fucked 12 ways.
Fuck the Mercator projection. We ain't even going to say why.
No.
You'll never find out why we hate the Mercator projection, and the Mercator projection could get fucking bent.
Oh, shit. Did we just get fucked like Brett Favre did on Cameo, where we just like said some white supremacist shit?
No.
God damn
it. Unless it's a white supremacy thing, in which case we're in favor of diversity.
Whatever. The other one.
Magic the Gathering or Pokemon?
I certainly played more Pokemon Go than I did Magic, only because I didn't have money as a kid. So I didn't really have.
Yeah, but as an adult, you play the spiritual successor.
I play Hearthstone a lot more than I play Pokemon Go. So it's like, I'm sure I would like Magic more than I do Pokemon. But if we are only going by brands, then I've had more interaction with Pokemon than
I'm going to go
Magic
the Gathering spiritually, because that was, man, what a magical first year of college it was, when I discovered that nobody could stop me from eating raw cookie dough, and I discovered Magic the Gathering.
And 9/11 didn't happen. Like my first year of college.
Sweet summer child
that's
I was.
That's what I had. I had a whole year of Magic the Gathering and cookie dough, and then Osama.
Okay, here we go. I'd like to hear the Kia story again. I don't know which story that is.
That was the Kia Soul.
Jesus.
The New Year's Eve thing.
Yeah, we got. Look, here's the thing: is by default, Justin and I understand that the right way to in game theory, there's something called tit for tat, where you always assume the other operator is a fair dealer until you find out otherwise, and then you assume they're not a fair dealer from then on. Justin and I did a show, and we assumed we were dealing with a fair dealer, and it turned out we weren't, and now we will not treat that person that way again.
I don't think anybody treats him anything. He disappeared off the face of the planet because he owed so many people money.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got contacted through a fan of the show to do a New Year's Eve thing that we were going to host. And part of it was us plugging to our community to come out. And in that, we totally showed up. A bunch of people bought tickets.
Yep.
And we were...
International visitors. We had people come in internationally to come see us. They were all very confused why there were only 12 people at the event.
Yeah, it was in Orlando. We quickly realized that there was some shisty shit going on.
Yep.
And then the 69 boys played Tootsie Roll. Not a joke. They were also booked for a shisty event. They combined into our thing, and it was one of the most surreal moments I've ever had in my life, was to watch the 69 boys perform Tootsie Roll.
For the record, I am not happy about one single member of our extended family not having a great time at that event. New sentence. I am glad that in the great library of weird shit I have experienced,
the 69 boys performing Tootsie Roll randomly was among them. I totally agree.
Okay, what is the one job that you would do today for no money? Literally anything. We're not.
You asked
the
wrong guys. The wrong guys on that.
As a matter of fact, there's a project coming out, and
fucker.
I'm just saying, we're not in it for the money. We're not in it for the money.
Don't even say that.
Oh no, we're totally in it for the money.
We might be. Who knows?
Okay. All right. Ooh, does Justin's place have a name yet? If no, can it be referred to as the Birdcage? and have it embrace some South Florida flair.
Like as in the movie?
I assume.
With Hank Azaria and Nathan Lane and Robin Williams?
Yeah.
Andrew Main was an extra in that.
No.
For real.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I got to go find that.
Yeah, he's an extra in the Birdcage. He's like one of the reporters that is trying to track down Gene Hackman.
Here's the real one. The Buck asks, the fuck are you actually doing with the podcast?
I mean, I feel like we've been as transparent as we possibly could be. Like, just to recap, we are in flux with the live stream.
Right.
I fundamentally believe two things. Number one,
and to be clear, like as a baseline, we could right now just throw up our hands and say, you know what? Every Tuesday night we hang out just like the old times, and we do it like the old times. They'll be better because we'll be in studio or whatever.
Yeah.
We've toyed with ideas that you and I think are more interesting.
Yes.
And because we are Icarus-looking motherfuckers,
we want to try them.
We also have started another project on the side, which we are not going to fucking tell you one word about.
No.
So
basically, even if we hadn't, like, and even if there wasn't another project, we were always going to reset the palette. We were always going to, because I don't think that it would have made us better to be able to give Bryce time off, to be able to start to build this from scratch, like,
and then have him come back and it's like, well, what do you want? And then you and me are like, I don't know. We had some vague ideas,
Part of this, and this is kind of opening the kimono a little bit, is like, Brian and I are very annoying blue sky thinkers.
Yes.
Very annoying for somebody whose job it is to be practical, because Bryce actually has to make this shit come alive. And very often the things that we want to do, we say shockingly close to showtime.
Right.
Like, and oftentimes after the stream has gone live, and Bryce can attest to this. So like,
and I think it would be fair to say Bryce's job is to take word salad from Brian and Justin and somehow make it flesh. And he does an astonishingly good job about it. And if we are cautious, it is because both Justin and I recognize, wow, this is some weird word salad coming out of our faces right now.
And so it's like what we're doing now is we did want to reset stuff, and then also this other project is kind of like at a point where it really, really, really demands our full attention, just so it is just right. And like that means that we're in this mode, but also I'm very much enjoying this kind of more personal, more intimate podcast stuff that, like, I know for some, they want the big bombastic Tuesday show. It will be back, and it will be more bombastic than it's ever been.
Yep.
But for right now, as we look forward, and specifically look forward with the Patreon, I hope people are enjoying this, because I think that there will be an element of this that will be part of where we go from here.
And I think that's part of why we're trying to, I'd say overperform, but really we're just performing to promising of more than we've previously done before, Drunston asks, what is something you wished you were obsessed with, but you just can't get into? Feels like the cheap shot is crypto. Boy, Corey loves his crypto. He loves watching them go up and down, and loves reading theories about whether they'll go up and down and all that stuff.
I mean, like, I would probably just even simplify that to like finance in general. Like, I've tended to be in positions where I've been able to make a living doing things that I liked, by way of doing it for free for a long time, and then making money eventually off it. And like, so I'm now kind of at a point where thankfully we're okay financially. But if there's one thing I kind of wish I was more obsessed with, just like that extra 20% is just like some of my friends who are brilliant financially that are like, oh no, just like put this in a bleep blop. And then like it's really like the amount of times that Andrew has fucking yelled at me, Maine has yelled at me and just been like, hey, this stock, hey, this stock, hey, this stock, hey, this stock. And I've not done anything because I, like, in my mind, I was like, well, I don't have the money to do that. I barely have the money to eat Taco Bell. When it's like, I look back on it now and it's like, yeah, dipshit, you could have just bought like 3 shares of this thing at the price that it was at and it'd be fine. Or I could ask my mom for a loan to get this stock and then paid her back by what it did. Like, but I've never done that. I've never really relied on my family for anything. So I don't know. I think like that's the like, there was a rich kid that I hung out with in college who I very much was shaped by the fact that how rich people treated money. Like when you realize that when you're not scared of money, like you can free yourself up for artistic freedom a lot more. And he was a dickhead. So we just really like the artistic freedom he wanted was to like pick on people at gyms. But like for me, realizing like, okay, if you're not scared of it, if you realize you can live very lean, then you can give yourself a lot more room. And that's the extent that I learned of being like, you know, of finance. And I wish I would have gone the extra little bit.
But I do feel like you and I share the gift. You more than me. I'm still learning from you. The same sentiment, only about expressing how you feel about things. And like as miserable as it was the 20 minutes I was Mayo Dad, like,
I don't know. You seem pretty happy about it.
Fucking, well, I'm still rocking the mullet. Mullet vibes. This is the summer of the mullet vibes. But it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like rich people think about money the way you and I think about ideas and saying things, and just like, whatever, just clean it up later. Just say whatever you want. Yeah, have a meltdown. Fight live on the air. What's gonna happen?
There is a Dusty Rhodes quote that his son, current wrestling star Cody Rhodes, is fond of saying, which is considering how financially rocky Dusty Rhodes' life was, is probably not
wise.
Is
this the cocaine and rhinestones guy?
No. This is a wrestler, which is like, spend it all, make more. Like and there's, I mean,
like, on paper that's a fine proof.
And so that is probably not great life advice, but it is something that I do appreciate, and I hope I have in my bones, like that element of risk taking.
Real quick, how many ribs could a rib tip if a rib tip could tip ribs?
All of them.
All of them. Captain Fubar says, on the flip side, what is one job that you had previously done for free that you would have to be paid a shit ton to do again?
Magic blogger.
Little show called Hacking the System.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there's no money in television, kids.
There's no money in television. Actually, there is, but not for talent. Like, don't be talent.
Don't be talent.
Don't be talent.
Own your show.
Own your shit. More house buying stuff. It's fun to hear about your experiences. Yeah, what's something new since last week that you've learned about owning a home?
That you need to meet your neighbors to get a fence replaced.
Oh, yeah. You got to do that whole negotiation of like, so who wants to split the cost of a thing?
Yeah. And thankfully our neighbor was really cool. And so we're going halves on a fence.
Why do hot dogs come in packages of 8, but hot dogs bun come in packages of 8? Or sorry, 10.
Because the man wants you to buy more.
Is Captain Morgan dead? I don't know. Hold on. We keep him over here. Captain!
I'm here for you. I'm here for you, Brian.
God. Oh, you're
I'm
here on
for
property?
you, Brian. Yes, I live here now. I moved on my boat to Austin.
Oh, yeah, but you know we're landlocked.
I know. Fuck you with your landlocked.
Wait, no. Where do you
I'm lifelocked.
Okay, well,
you can go to lifelock.com and use the promo
they're not
code.
our sponsor.
I'm an influencer now, Brian.
Oh shit,
I'm an influencer. Yeah.
Okay, so you
Flat
live,
tummy tea.
You
can go and get your tea from me.
You don't want to go to the ocean? You don't want to be out on the open sea?
I am. I'm on the sea.
No, wait, but you're in the middle of
sea.
You're here in Austin, Captain
I'm
Morgan.
riding the waves.
That's all we got.
Guess what? She found a white whale. It was me.
I assume this is to me. How are you going to survive?
Call me Ahab, she said.
How are you going to survive without legal California weed? I suppose
Man, I'm suffering. Boy.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it was directed at me.
Oh, yeah.
But
Boy.
I know that I've learned that Travis County has officially announced they do not intend to punish anyone caught with flour. Because they can't afford the $150 test to figure out if it's CBD or weed.
I mean, yeah. Sure, man. Weeds, boy, people love paying attention to the law, don't they?
Captain Fubar asks, what do you think of me? The most awesome, clearly it's apparently Captain's weed is about. Some like to do double dog. If you could buy as many houses as you wanted, how many would you buy? It depends on whether or not Elon Musk is going to constantly tweet about how valuable my houses should be. That's been a weird thing.
What do you think the net Zestimate gain after Elon's on SNL is going to be? That's Saturday. This Saturday. You want to do a watch party? Let's go out to LA. Let's go out to the Bay Area. Who wants to watch Elon Musk on SNL? SNL watch party.
All I know is that motherfucker tweeted and then fucking
Austin Boomtown.
I woke up the next morning and just was 20% wealthier. It was really weird.
Our Zestimate, which is, if you're not in the home buying world,
which by the way, anybody in the real estate business will be very quick to tell you a Zestimate is not a real thing. It's all bullshit. Don't trust it. Whatever.
Unless it's in Austin, where the numbers are even more batshit than the Zestimates.
German haircuts.
Yeah, for him.
Do you know where my remote is?
Under your cat.
How many days until Brian's family and friends are tired of hearing about the mullet?
Never. Infinite.
Real story. There was a moment of lovemaking where I was told, no. I was told, you put that back. Wear a hat. Wear a hat! What % of high thoughts submitted do you actually think are high thoughts? 100.
I think some people send shower thoughts, but even then, if it's in the spirit, like it is there to be enjoyed high, as well as written high.
Let me just say, between us and our listeners, at some point they all became totally laundered, genuine high thoughts.
Well, here's the best thing about high thoughts is that it's a perfect bit because the shitty ones work too.
Yep.
So yeah, whatever.
Justin, do you wish Brian lived anywhere but Texas so you wouldn't have to live in Texas? Brian, how much do you despise Texas with every fiber of your being? Texas, where the fuck do you get off, asshole? Okay, real talk.
Are you going to bow up? Get all Texas defensive?
When I was a child, we moved to Houston. I was 5 years old. Was not a fan of Texas. Eventually moved out of Houston. Went to Austin.
Yeah.
Discovered that
Not all Texas was Houston?
I don't hate Texas. I just hate Houston.
Here's all I want to say. If there's one thing that I have totally adopted as a Texas resident, or at least an Austin resident, which is something that I have in common with my with our Dallas brethren, for which Dallas and Austin has its own rivalry, is that the one thing that we can all agree on is fuck Houston. Look, I grew up in South Florida, one of the most humid places on the planet. I have never experienced
somehow defeated you.
Never experienced humidity like I've experienced in Houston. It is
3:15 p.m. every fucking day, all summer long. A storm rolls in.
Not a fan.
Set a clock by.
Not a fan.
Captain Fubar, which fast food joint tastes the best next morning? After, say, you order
Jesus
food, pass
Christ.
out, and then
next
have leftovers.
Morning, fast food next morning. That's bold.
Not fried chicken, I found out.
The one things that I was buddies with my a friend of mine, Harry Turjanian, who's a stand-up comic, great stand-up comic. His family on Sundays used to order from Taco Bell like the 50 taco, like they had like some like 50 taco deal or something like that.
Yeah.
For people doing barbecues or whatever events on Sundays. And they would order 2 of them, if I remember correctly, and they would just eat them throughout the week. And so periodically, because we drove to school together, I would just eat tacos, cold ass tacos in the morning, and like I can rip through cold Taco Bell tacos.
Regular Taco Bell tacos do survive. Don't ever do Fresco style, which is where they replace those have about a 10-minute shelf life until they're just
that's because too much water.
What is the closest Bonnie's ever been to genuinely actually stabbing you? Either of you? I know my story. One of the greatest gifts you could have as a married couple is to agree to disagree about religion.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
That's about as much as I'll say.
There we go. Okay. Probably for me, it was when we were at the end of shooting one of the VR things, and we were both emotionally and physically at the end of our rope,
totally drained,
also drinking,
totally faced, also going through the disappointment that was
Episode
Star Wars: The Force Awakens,
for which Brian didn't see because
I didn't watch the rest of it
outside.
Nope,
the theater.
I didn't even sleep. I just sat and pouted
outside the theater. That's a whole nother thing. I then complained about the movie and the event to Andrew very loudly in your backyard, to the point where Bonnie had to call me and tell me that I was yelling. I did not realize I was yelling.
That's pretty good.
So I would assume
that's a pretty good classic. Like, if you're gonna piss off Bonnie, that's the way to do it.
I would assume that's
deny
probably
her sleep.
I assume that's probably where Bonnie wanted to stab me in the eye.
Let's see. Justin, how funny is it that Brian is absolutely clueless about sports? I think I'm less clueless than I put on. I think I enjoy the clothing.
No, it's actually really, really funny now, because Brian, and this will probably come back more now that we are out of the pandemic, and Brian can again, although now it's both of us that go to Backspin, but it's like Brian has a very startlingly prescient knowledge of daytime sports television. So he knows a lot about the graphics that show up in front of him.
I can describe to you in vivid detail the format of just about any daytime sports show and have no idea about who's winning or who's losing.
Literally, if you knew better pronunciations of names, like, you would just be able to say
oh yeah, Stephen A. How come he never shows up on Highly Questionable? Also, why do they change the format of that show?
No, but if you literally, you could just repeat I don't know, is Roger still elite? Like you could just repeat the shit that just shows up on the graphic. So yeah. I don't know. I think it's amazing.
What is the summer yard dragon gonna be? You know what? We're too busy making the future right now to focus on that. Travis says, "What is it?
What is it?
What is it?
What is it?"
How does it feel knowing you just lost the game? Wow, that's one I ain't heard in a dog's age.
Oh, Jesus.
What's the most embarrassed of any of Brian's daughters have been of him? I don't know. Seems like a long runway there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I would assume you would have a better sense of it, but also it's like that seems like a question for them.
Yeah. Favorite meal to cook? For me, it's anything stir fry.
I do a shrimp pasta.
Anything you have to poke constantly. I fucking love just touching. Like if you're not, don't give me nothing where you put it in a thing and walk away and wait for some set amount of time and then come back to it.
You want
like
to agitate
it's there and you poke it. Yeah. Yeah, everything else sort of devolves from here. Can I have $50?
No.
Nope. Everyone's just talking to themselves after this.
All right. So there we go.
Oh, wait. Will Greg Grunberg be the first guest on our mystery project?
Don't even answer.
We don't talk
answer.
about it.
We can't
don't
answer.
talk about
We can't
the mystery
answer.
project.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right on. Cool.
Also, no.
Yeah, no. Actually, definitely no.
No. And that's all I'll say. Not because we don't know. I'll say you this. Greg Grunberg coming out here and being part of the reborn version of our live shenanigans.
Highly likely.
Highly likely.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first, because we'll probably tap into some Austin firepower
Energy.
first.
Yeah.
But certainly our new version of Night Attack will, whenever possible, rely on live in person as opposed to Skype or Zoom.
Worth saying again, thank you for everybody being patient right now. We know that it's frustrating, and we know that we're Icarus-looking motherfuckers trying to, rub our dicks on the sun with wax wings. I think it's going to be
the only way to show it who's boss.
It's
to rub our dicks on it.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm really excited.
Guys, thank you so much for putting in your questions here on our AMA.
Discord. Patreon.com/Night Attack. That's where you can keep us loud, live, and independent. You can keep us continuing to provide double time content as we also triple team you with a mystery third stranger.
That's it.
Oh, you're back.
Our girl's gonna die at any time.